Okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put this hackamore on her here. I've been working with her, training her to do what you call ground tying, which is just standing here, you know, and not walking off. She's pretty good at it. Not perfect, but she's pretty good at it. So I'll undo this here. Just put it around her neck like this. Now I'm going to drop the lead rope on the ground. I don't like to leave it hanging because if something happened, it got spooked or something, she could get snagged up in that, so I don't want that to go. So here we go. So I get the reins here. Okay. Come here, girl. Let's get your head over here. See, she's really good. Good girl. So bring this over. Slide this on her. Whoops, I need to get this over. Slide this on her. There, like that. This thing's super, super light. And you can see how it moves like this. See here? So that's the action that you're going to be doing with her to tell her what you want her to do or not to do. And then I'll just tie this up here. Okay. See how she stands really nice. Yeah, looks good, I think. Right there. Okay, now I'll get the bridle. So you slide this, you could even disconnect it or not. I'll just slide it overhead. She's really good about it. Just hang it here. And then you can get her, got my hand on her pole. I'm gonna grab the mouthpiece here, wiggle her tongue a little bit. Come on, girl, open your mouth. Wiggle her tongue. There you go, good girl. Now you can hear the cricket going. Okay. So that's how I get her bridled. I'm going to do a once over, check all her stuff, make sure everything's where it needs to be. And then I'll climb on her. There you go. Okay, I'm trying to just ride her off my seat and my legs here. So the Makati rein is there if I need to do lateral. or something. I need to adjust something like with her, maybe a bend of her neck or something like that. But I'm still getting the feel of all this, you know. But see, I got my left leg on her now and just getting her to shift to the right there. Did that really nicely. So if you look at this, if you can see that, you can see how, I don't know if you can see or not, but her those chains are just hanging. So she's not, I don't have any pressure in her mouth at all right now. So like I said, this bit will help her. See how she's pooping right now, but see how her head is up a little bit and her nose is out. She's feeling some pressure right now because that bit wants to go like this. You know, it's about like this, so it wants to go like to there. So she's feeling a slight little pressure. Now she'll eventually seek that out and then just cock her head back. But when she does it, it'll be her own idea. You know what I'm trying to say? Like a lot of times when you're training horses, you want it to be their idea. Or trick them into thinking it's their idea. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, that you just have to let them come to it. And so what you try to do is you try to set up a scenario where it'll happen, you know. And so where it'll happen and your horse will be able to come up with, like for instance, if they constantly want to go, and you'll see me talk about this in another video, if they constantly want to go, if you're constantly telling them no, slow down, stop, well, you haven't changed their mind. In their mind, they're still thinking, I want to go. They've not explored that. If you let them explore that and you say, okay, going's a good idea, let's go, and you let them go, let me fix this here, you let them go and you make them go, you make them continue to go past the point that they wanted to go, because they'll get to a point where they'll want to slow down and either slow down or stop. Well, if you go past that point with them, if you take them past that point, their mind is going to be thinking, I want to stop, I want to stop, I want to stop, I want to stop. And then it becomes their idea. And then when you ask them to stop, they say, yes, that's a great idea, I'll stop. I got to fix this too. No, that's fixed, it's all right. So that's what, but this bit is doing it right now. It's like if you were to lean against a wall, the minute you stop leaning against the wall, you wouldn't feel any pressure. If you're leaning against the corner of a table or something where it's sharp like that, you know, like my knuckle, the minute you move away from it, the pressure goes away. And if it's not pleasurable, you'll remember that and you'll move away. That's how this is. It's obviously not really bad or anything because she's just, you know, but she will find a spot where she's more comfortable, you know, a posture that's more comfortable. And that posture is what we're trying to do, is get them healthy so that they can carry a rider. You know, if you train a horse this way, you can have a riding horse for, you know, 20 years probably, maybe even longer. And now if you get them in they get wrong posture, wrong position and everything, you can burn them out and get injuries on them in a matter of a few years, you know. Here, get her to go. And so that's important, right? And it's important to build that correct posture. They call it frame or whatever. But putting it in people's terms, like posture, like I tell people, it's similar to lifting weights, you know. If you start lifting weights, keep going, girl. If you start lifting weights and you have wrong posture, you could tear your shoulder, injure your back, hurt your knees. all sorts of stuff. And that's why they really emphasize. See how she dropped her head there? That's on her own, see? So that's good. And I've been training her to do that too, like when I lift up. So she came to her senses. She came to her senses a little bit and said, maybe if when I lower my head, I'm more relaxed. I feel better, you know? So, and then this is the kind of stuff that takes the longest period of time. So she's raising her head here. I'm just steering her with my body around these drains. So keep her going. See, but you can see I'm not even really pulling on the reins or anything, and I'm just going. And I mix up the patterns that I do, you know. So, but see how she's just here. We went around twice, 3 times, so you can tell she's not just memorized a pattern, you know. So we always have noise going on here, so leaf blowers, all that kind of stuff. So here we are. There we go. See, now she's blowing out. She's getting relaxed here, or she's blowing out some of the stress. Now, get over. And what I'll do is when she, if she ignores a cue, then what I would do is I would pick up on the rein, you know, like this. Yeah, pick up on the rein a little bit, get her attention, and say, "Up, see, you need to pay attention to me." And then she'll listen to the cue, you know. So see. So I like doing it here. I go in the round pen a lot of times, practice some stuff, then I'd like to come out here. It's kind of like an intermediary space. Back up. Now see if she thinks this is what I want her to do. So I'm gonna, you know, got her attention. Let's go this way. No, this way. This way. There you go. So I'm gonna go out here. This is a little tougher for her. And there's all sorts of distractions and stuff. So easy. And what I'll do is I'll slide this up here with my hands. See that? So we'll go out here a little bit. And let the reins down again. Trying to keep my hand straight and not be inadvertently pulling her in any direction. You've heard me talk about our horses' hooves here. All our horses are barefoot as well. And you can see we're walking up a gravel driveway here. And our horses are pretty darn tough. And we have gravel spread in any high traffic areas. So they're forced to kind of go over it, and that really helps their hooves get nice and good condition and stuff and healthy. And then also good nutrition. That's what we do. We only feed forage here. We feed grass hay and alfalfa hay. We just got some rain finally. This last week's been raining the whole week, and stuff's starting to green up again. It was so brown. So I'm going to give her a little leg here, speed her up a little. There she goes. Now yesterday when I was riding her, I didn't have the GoPro on, and she got herself a little bothered, got a little barn sour, a little buddy sour, and wanted to run back. So I ran her. I let her run back to the barn 3 times. Each time when I got back to the barn, I just worked her and worked her and worked her and made it hard. And then she relaxed and she was cool about it. So I like to think about it this way. I like to think that they get strong thoughts in their minds. And they have minds, all animals do. And they're not just like meat robots. And so they all have minds, and they have feelings and all that. There's a really cool book my dad got me years and years ago. It's by Dr. Alfred Lorenz. It's The Year of the Gray-Legged Goose. And I think he was a psychologist or a sociologist or something like that. And but studied a lot of animal behavior, and he was talking about how the portion of an animal's brain that has emotions is typically not very less developed than people or anything. So what they're saying is animals have this capacity to they have this capacity for feelings, and that's why when you see elephants mourning another elephant, or some friend of theirs or whatever, or dogs, it's true. I remember a time probably about 30 years ago when people were saying, oh no, it's just all conditioning. They're just like, your dog's really not happy to see you. It just knows that you feed them and that. And it's just not true. They have emotions, and strong emotions. And, a horse feels good when it's with its herd mates. It feels comforted. It feels relaxed. It feels like it can take a break. Someone else is watching maybe, right? And so they like that. And when they're away from it, they feel nervous and anxious. They're not stupid. They're not being stubborn or any of these things that people tend to say. They're just feeling anxious because they're not with their herd mates. Now, I'm not saying you just ignore it and let it, oh, well, that's, or whatever, or just go, here, poor baby, let's go back and see your buddies. No, but I'm just saying that's what's going on, there. So like, okay, so she was looking over that way. There she's doing it again, so I put a little left leg on her just to get her to bring her tension back. So anyhow, I just like to think about it and understand what might be going on with them, and the trick is, and this is the hard part, is to get your horse to feel that way when they're with you. Feel that they don't have to worry, they're safe, and that's the part that takes the longest time. And I guess it depends on how good of a horseman you are, and how much experience and how in tune you are with everything. I'm sure the better you are and more experience you have, it would go quicker. But when you're trying to think how to put this, when you're more new to it, you're going to be fumbling around. You may get nervous. That's not going to make your horse feel comfortable. You know what I'm trying to say. But the only way you can do that is by going through that. No one came out being a gold medal figure skater, without failures along the way. No one did anything that way. If you remember when you were a kid learning your alphabet and your letters and how hard the letters were to make and stuff, everybody starts off like that. So, so some of that stuff will get in your way with training your horse. And me, this is why I keep getting out here and keep trying to get better. I'd like it to be like where she really, is fine trusts me and is fine. I think she's there in a lot of ways, but you know, you're working against instinct too, you know. Their instinct is to stay together as a herd. That's where their safety is. They're wired that way. That's not going to go away. You know, that's not going to go away. Like for instance, if the horses that are in this pasture, you know, come running over here, 15 or 20 of them come running over here and start racing around, she's going to want to race. You know, I'll be holding her back. I'll be doing all this stuff to try to, you know, get her under control, get her thinking about me and all this stuff. And it's just natural. It's just part of what horses are. That's why when you ride with people, you want to, you know, pick your friends carefully. You know, don't get, if you're not able to canter and you're not able to go fast, and, you know, don't hang with people that are, you know, not willing to temper their riding for you. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you should be the focus of it, because you got to have some responsibility too, but you know, you want to, you know, pick some friends that'll, you know, have your back, kind of thing. But she's looking that way. See what she was thinking. If we go that way, I can get back to the barn. Now, yesterday I rode her up and down here multiple times through the woods and stuff. I'll do some of that here with her. But if you can see it, my hand's really pretty quiet. And that's why I like this tradition. Get into this. The horses, I think, really like it. Once they learn, you know, once you get them to this point, you're really staying, as Kevin puts it, staying out of their washing machine, you know. So, and we have all sorts of stuff like this to step over, and you know. So this is cool. This area here in my property, because you know, I can just go around random trees and stuff like that. Easy. Just pay attention. There you go. See, so I'm doing this with my legs and my body. And we're going down a hill right now. You can't really tell stuff in the videos. Usually you can't tell what's a hill and what's not a hill. But here we go, this way. Get over. There you go. There you go. Good girl. And you see I'm not doing any lateral pulling with the reins or anything. I'm just gonna keep going. Try something different here. There you go. Good. She's getting a little prancy. There we go. Left down a little bit. There you go. So this way. So I just keep doing this kind of stuff with them, you know. And this is, like I said, you can't tell. That's a hill right there. We just went up, you know. Like I said, I'm in hill country here in northern Kentucky. And there we go. I like how she feels right now. She feels really good. There you go, girl. So I'm trying to, like, what I'm doing when I'm riding too right now is I'm trying to be real loose in my body, not rigid. I got my legs hanging down directly at her sides. I'm not pointing them out like this or anything, you know. I'm just relaxing. My waist is, my hips are just kind of rocking back and forth with her motions or movements. So I'm just kind of being actively riding her, but being real loose. So I'm kind of going with her, you know, like assisting her riding. She's being really cool. Here's a neat thing to do. if you're ever out trail riding, and say you got, all you need is at least 3 horses, okay? Probably, even with 2, probably would work. But if the one in the front, when the horse is in front, watch where the horse's ears are. They usually predominantly point forward. When the horse goes to the back in the line, those horses, that horse's ears will point back. And next time you're on a trail ride with a group, watch that. If you can remember, watch that and see if that isn't the case. Now the ones in the middle will flick forward and backwards, forward and backwards, forward and backwards, depending, and off to the sides and stuff. But what's going on is the horse in the front is alert and looking, listening. Where their ears are pointed, it's where their mind is, okay? So they're thinking forward, looking for something. The one in the back is guarding the back, right? So the one in the front is guarding the front. The one in the back is guarding the back. It's really interesting when you watch it. And you can switch. Like say you rode in the front for a while, and then you decided to go in the back. I don't know what that was about. I don't know. If you want to, then you go in the back. All of a sudden, your horse's ears will point back. I guess there might be a rare occasion, like if it doesn't like the horse in front or something, where it might start, pinning its ears or looking at that horse or something. I don't know. But it's pretty interesting. So as you can see, she's doing pretty well in this right now. And I'm just going to keep riding her and, putting some miles on her, some time in the saddle, and just get her used to this. This is a big thing for her. The other thing too is, like on her mane, you can't see it. I couldn't show, oops, there we go, let's go up the hill. I couldn't show it when the saddle's on because it's underneath her saddle, but when they would, in the tradition, you would get, like if you worked on a cattle ranch or something, you'd get a string of horses, a cavy of horses, right? And they'd be your horses. I don't know how many you'd get, maybe 6 or 8 or something like that. And you'd be training them or whatever. And so what they would do is when a horse was in the hackamore, or I guess it could be also like maybe in the snaffle, they'd shave the mane up, like I shave the mane up to where the saddle lays, so that's there's no mane underneath the saddle pad, okay? Because it could just cause some soreness. So what they would do is they would cut that close all the way up to there. Then when the horse got to her level, which is the 2 rein, they would have 2 tufts of hair like this sticking up. And that's why anyone who would grab the horse could say, oh, this horse, stop. This horse is in the 2 rein. Nope. So you would know. And then when the horse was straight up in what they call straight up in the bridle, you'd cut one of those, they call them cavy marks, off. You'd cut one of those off. And so then the people would know, oh, this horse is straight up in the bridle. Okay, so I thought that's pretty interesting. So, I mean, we don't need to do that here, but I'm starting to adopt that kind of thing. It just keeps me, I don't know, it's just something else. And then also, like when I'm starting to work a horse, there you go. Yeah, I know. When I start working a horse, I trim their mane up to where their saddle goes. And then when I give them a break, and I keep it trimmed, and when I give them a break, and I go to get them again, sometimes the mane's this long, and I go, wow, they've been out in the field a while, it's just something handy that I do. But now see how she's looking over to the left there? That tells me where her mind is. She's somewhere else. She's not totally with me. Now she's back. Now she's over there again. So like this, it's good to mix it up. Take them up a trail, back down a trail. You know, don't do the same pattern every time, because horses really pick up on patterns quickly. And pick up on patterns really quickly. And you may think you've got a more trained horse than you actually do. When you mix it up like this, you'll see the holes in your training. It also helps the horses think. Like, see how she's rocking back. She's taking nice, dainty steps down this hill. This is pretty steep here. I know it won't look steep in the videos, but it's pretty steep. So here we're coming down this spot, and she's going to have to cross this log, okay? So here, let's take her across this. See how she comes down nice and easy here? Step right over it. Good girl. Good girl. Okay, see, she's a little energetic there, just feeling a little antsy. Not bad, just a little. There you go. Get your legs over there. There you go. So I'm going to take a little different path here. Like I said, to mix it up, you know. There, she blew that out. See, so she had a little bit of stress, you know, a little bit of anxiety going down that hill like that. And being, you know, at my pace, I kind of got her to rock back a little bit. So she had a little bit of, you know, it makes her a little anxious. It's like if somebody, I don't know, maybe you learn how to play a piano, and you're going to give a little first little concert, and you're going to, you know, play this tune that you just learned or something, you know. Well, you'd be anxious about it, right? You'd be nervous. You know, all these people watching, make it the same way. So she's doing really well here. So I'm going to keep working with her. Thanks for watching. Should people subscribe? They should. Hey, smash that like button and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching.